Hi there. Welcome to Just Be. Hold on. We are live now. Just checking, and the setup is quite different. So I'm trying to frame the screen for us to be seen. Wait, just trying to figure out. Sorry, guys. How are you doing? I'm very excited to be back live and to connect with you, dear Just Be community. I'm very excited to be out there and present the art of conscious parenting as a topic and present our beloved Luz Maria, who came to speak about this very dear topic to me as a parent, as a mother, and as a person. And we would like to thank you for being here today.
It's my pleasure. It's an honor.
And tell us a little bit more about yourself.
So, as Nabila beautifully presented me, my name is Luz Maria, and I'm living in the UAE for the past 25 years. I am a mother of 3 young boys, so very full-handed, and I am also a hypnotherapist. I am a hypnotherapist and a conscious parenting coach. And a little bit about me. Well, I was very driven to learn about the emotions, the emotions, the psychic of people. And that came because I personally struggled with some of those emotions. And since a very early age, I questioned lots of, things in my mind. The way I feel, why do I feel in this way? And, try to know myself more. And it is only when I learned through the social media about hypnotherapists, and it fascinated me. It was a very interesting subject for me, and I started Googling this and I started to watch YouTube videos, and I learned once a video from Marisa Peer. She was one of those persons that resonated with me so strongly, and I decided to study hypnotherapist, and I became a hypnotherapist 3 years ago, and I have practiced this amazing, powerful tool to know more about our emotions, our inner child, our needs, our psychic. And so that's more or less how I learned initially about the limiting beliefs, the emotional intelligence. And through this hypnotherapist practice, I learned that while I was treating all these different patients, all these different people, there was a pattern. All those negative emotions that some people don't understand where they are coming from or how can they manage, most of them were given at a very early age. It was given in the childhood. So it was a constant pattern. So if I would have to see 10 people doing hypnosis and being treated with hypnotherapists, with a hypnotherapy treatment, it will always take me back to the childhood. So then I know, okay, most of the things are created in the childhood, so there must be something we're doing wrong in a very young age. And I can tell you personally, my childhood was not a normal childhood, which is, I think, the case of many families. We're living in a society where we have a lot of challenges. So it was only then when I decided, okay, I want to learn about how we can do this better as parents. And I came across conscious parenting as a philosophy. So here I am, a year after that. I'm graduated from the school of Dr. Shefali Tassarwari. She's a pioneer. She's one of the best, if not the best, coach or mentor of conscious parenting. So this was my journey as a professional, and so now it's been a year that I practice conscious parenting, and it has helped me as well. And actually, I did it for me because I didn't want my children to have this, negative projections or impacts from me, because I had it. I know it affected me throughout my life. it complicated my life a lot, and it gave me still challenges that I struggle until now. Even though I have had therapy and hypnosis, I still challenge because it's a very strong imprinting. So I wanted to do better for my kids.
So that brings actually the next question.
Yes.
Why hypnotherapy, and how much has it been helpful into your life as a person, and how conscious parenting in parallel has helped you in improving your life and improving your parenting skills in your family?
Excellent question. It's a very interesting question because, see, for me, I come from a background. I lived in Dubai 25 years, but I am from Peru in South America. And it's a third world country. We are very humble people. It's a lot of a struggle financially. I've been raised with divorced parents, so it has been it has been a very challenging journey for me, being raised only with my mother. And she was trying her best, obviously. She was trying her best. Her love was unconditional, and most of the time that she had for us, we are five, we're five people, five kids.
I'm a daughter of five.
Yes.
So I'm a tribe of five, so I know how it feels. Interesting. Which child number
I'm the fourth.
I'm the fourth.
Yes. Okay. We have lots of things in common.
But I'm just, it's a side talk, but it's also to show the synchronicities that life brings us about, right?
There you
it's
go.
incredible.
I know. So we were four. My mother was always working, so typical South American Peruvian family. My mother was always working. We were literally raised alone, Nabila. It was my poor eldest brother, whose childhood was stolen, to be honest, because he had to take care of us. My eldest brother, who I adore, and he's my father and my mother. He literally used to put me my clothes, my uniform, comb my hair, do my homeworks with me, while my poor mother, which I love her to, I know she was doing this because we need to eat as well. So we need to feed our physical body, and for that we need food and we need money. So she was doing that part of the job as a provider, while we, the small kids, were raised alone with my eldest brother. So this cost me, in my childhood, and this is why I want to insist, in my childhood it cost me a lack of confidence. I had a lot of lack of confidence. I never had this reassurance, or maybe that my emotional tank as a child was never filled. Because my mother was absent, she was working, fair enough. So there was no a mother figure or a father, because they were divorced and my father was living in another city, to tell me that I was worth it, that I mattered, that somebody sees me, as a human being, as a child. And so as I grew, apparently as a child, I was okay, I was eating, I was going to school, normal person apparently, but it's in the inside where these conditions of emotional lack in the sense of self-esteem, confidence, it was missing because I never had that, So as I grew older, I became a more fearful person, not so much of confidence in myself, and it was an imprinting that is very profound. So
it's incredible how much the 0 to 8, like the first 8 to 10 years of your life,
absolutely,
can dictate the outcome of your presence, your worth, self-worth in life as an adult.
Absolutely.
And when you're not aware of that and you're passively receiving those programmings without knowing how to position yourself, it can impact your entire life. Right?
It does. It's your blueprint, literally. There is a very famous scientist, if I'm not mistaken, that says, give me the child and I'll give you the man. Because it's in the childhood which kind of conditioning, which kind of imprinting as a parent you are giving it. What are you telling this child? If you are lucky enough to be present in his life. You see, I did not have that luxury because my mother was working, my father was away. So I did not have that luxury of having a parent figure telling me, Luz, I'm here and I see you, my love, and I love you and you are worth it and you matter. And actually these are the very three principles that that Dr. Shefali, this very famous PhD child psychologist, says these are the three basic things that our children should hear. Yes, I see you, you are worth it, you matter. And you not only say it, you show it. So if you say, I see you, when he asks you something, when he wants to communicate with you, you actually talk to them. You not talk to your child, speak to them. You are present. Yes, you are present. Presence means that I see you. Because you talk to me, I'm present, I'm listening, I'm putting my listening ears, and I'm actually interested in what you have to say as a child. And the other thing is that you are worth it. And how do the children know? Because you can say that the fact for you to, let's say, in a random example, you are working, we all work, right? We have busy lives. And you are working and you're in your laptop and your child comes and says, Mommy, I want to play with you, or I want to cuddle you. I just want some time. You will show your child that he's actually worth of you giving him the time. So you leave your laptop or whatever you are doing for just a couple of minutes, or be with them, bond with them,
create the connection, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And that creates that message of you are worth it for me to stop what I'm doing just for a couple of minutes. It's quality, Nabila, you see. Because I know when parents, I tell them this, you have to really connect. But I don't have time. I work all day. Fantastic. Give it some time, quality time. Out of these 10 hours that we have of life, we're not sleeping, take 1 hour of your time and be present. Listen, play, connect. That shows that that child knows, Mommy and Daddy show me that I am worth their time. So I'm worth it. I'm worth it. And the other is you matter. You matter to me, and this is why I connect with you. I see you as a human being. Your voice matters. So these are the three very important principles, and this is why I became a conscious parent or a conscious parenting coach.
How did you feel the difference, the before and after the experience of you being trained as a conscious parent?
I tell you, and I'm going to here raise my hand as an unconscious parent, which I was, and I will tell you immediately a very vivid example. My eldest son, Mohammed, 15 years old now, a teenager. Lucky for me, I educated myself because Mohammed, my first son, was like, he literally teach me to be a parent because I was never a mother before. And when Mohammed was raised, I was full of these fears, of this emotional lack of controlling my emotional intelligence. So what I will do is follow the authoritarian parenting style. My parents or the people that you see shouting, shaming, blaming, and I will go nowhere. My eldest son will resist because I'm not letting him be who he wants to be in his own authenticity. So if I say do that, he will like to do that. And if I say listen to me by force in an authoritarian way, he will not. Not only that, but unconsciousness means as well not channeling our intentions. Your intentions can be good as a parent, yes, because we always say, but I love him, and truly, genuinely you do. But for that, you punish them, you neglect sometimes the things that they really want because you think you know better. And this is being an unconscious parent, because you are not allowing the unfolding of that child authenticity. And yes, we guide them, we protect them, and we teach them that, for safety reasons, you wear the seatbelt, or you do not cross the road if you are not holding mommy's hand. That's absolutely fine. These guidelines we do. But let's say we do not impose things on them. Like you have to play, tennis, or you're going to do this activity, extracurricular activity in the school because it's good for you, and I know what's best for you, and maybe the child don't want to. Yeah, I remember Mohammed, my eldest. I put him in tennis. I kid you not. I paid, but he wasn't interested at all. He wanted to play football. And I thought, no, but I want tennis because I wanted it. I didn't really think like, okay, it's me. This is my projection. I wanted to play tennis, but I couldn't because in Peru it was a sport for rich people. But I wanted it, and I wanted my son to play. So I started to project my own needs, my own expectations, my own standard of perfection or fears into my child. That's what we do not want to do in becoming, or if you are a conscious parent, you try not to do that. Allow the child to, be authentic. You work with him, you connect with him or her, it's a daughter, and you allow it. You let them be themselves with your guidelines. Yes, because this is one of very debatable subjects. Last time I said in a post I put in Facebook, they almost, oh my God, shoot me in a school teacher platform. And I said, it's better to have connection over discipline. So the teachers obviously didn't like that because the teachers' fundamental factors are discipline. But you see, Nabila, discipline is a very vague terminology. Discipline for a parent can mean many things. It was just until maybe a few years back that it was allowed and still allowed in certain countries to use violence as a discipline tool. And this is where we need to be careful with parents. What is a discipline? What are you calling discipline? That's why that terminology already it's not appropriate to raise a child. You could instead perhaps give some guidelines, or you can inspire your child to do certain things that you explain why. You know why? You explain the concept of cause and effect.
And develop their criticism and their analytical mind to know how they drive and maneuver life, rather than just being told and obey and break their characteristics and personalities.
You
and then
said it
eventually, then they will have to make it through life and not make life happen.
You said it beautifully, because you are allowing the child to experience that cause and effect, which will determine all his life. All his life is going to have that. If you don't allow your child to have a decision on which he understands that there is an effect, how can that child will be autonomous? Yes? Our job as parents is to allow our children to be autonomous, because then they will learn to make decisions. Yes? We do not want to create a meshment where we decide everything for them, because that's toxic. That becomes...
And it's not feasible when you think of the life will take you by, and you need to get the skills at an early stage in your life by getting all the love that you need. So the connection is basically love that gives you that fuel and that power to feel empowered to face life and whatever challenges that you may go through, and be ready for it, because no matter what you are and what you do, you are loved for what you are.
Isn't that our role anyway? Unconditional love. With that beautiful meditation that we just did a couple of minutes ago. Yes, Mother Earth loves us unconditionally. Well, we are Mother Earth for our children.
Absolutely.
We are.
We are the vehicle.
Yeah, and our job is to love them unconditionally, whether they follow our rules or they don't. Your job is to love them, accompany them as friends, as partners, and to, support them in their journey. They will understand consequences, they will see the cause and effect, but your job and your role, hopefully parents who are watching this, is give this unconditional love. It's difficult, absolutely. It's challenging, absolutely. But that's why to become a conscious parent is not an easy job. You make an effort, you put the work in teaching yourself as a parent to be a neutral, stable emotionally, so that you do not project all your negative, perhaps frustration with your boss or your colleagues or your friends. You understand, you come back to the present. You become conscious of your reaction while you are exposed with your children.
Now, just to be fair and to do justice to the audience that is listening to this video today, you're a hypnotherapist as a hat, the first hat, and you're a conscious parent, and I feel that I'm also both, and I could tell that how much hypnotherapy could help in implementing. And I would like to ask you, how do you become a conscious parent, knowing that there's like this stubbornness of the past self that keeps on basically invading your willingness?
Question.
How do you maneuver through that? What would be your, your insight or your input around this?
So, see, Nabila, you're very smart. Of course, you're very smart. And it's a beautiful question, because let me tell you this straight away. You cannot become a conscious parent unless you heal your own inner wounds. You will pretend, and it will be like a diet. You diet, but it's not this strict diet where you are going to constantly tell yourself, you shout at your son, oh my God, you don't do this next time. So you have this conversation, but you don't know where is the shouting coming from, where is this burst of anger or frustration coming from. So unless, I'm really sorry, mommies, but unless you
and daddies
willing
to do the work.
Sorry, that's true. That is fair enough. And unless they are willing to do that work of knowing themselves, knowing that inner child, you know that, I know that. In hypnosis, what we do, we take them there to meet the inner child unmet needs. Yes. So you meet all these wounds, you see them, you understand where is this eruption of emotions coming, and then you understand them. And understanding in hypnosis is power. When you understand and you embrace and you accept, then only you let go of those emotions. Once you let them go, it will be so natural, it will be better, it will be more genuine. That consciousness you will have the awareness, but a genuine awareness and willingness to be more conscious parent. It will become to you more natural. You wouldn't have to battle and all the time trying to control your emotions. Emotions, first of all, Nabila, are not there to be controlled. You allow them, you feel it. But what kind of emotions are you looking? Would you like to feel flowing? Would you like to feel happy, joyful, grateful? You want to imbibe those emotions, and you want to let go of the emotions of resentment, bitterness, fear, irrational fears. So yes, to answer your question is that.
Thank you for this insight. I would like to also ask you, how do you help people? Basically, let's say I'm a parent who is exhausted, who would like and is willing to help, but is not always knowing how to and where to start from. And how is the process of change that you have people with in your practice?
Sure. So what I do with parents who normally mothers most of the time, because parents or fathers are the providers and they're working, but are the mothers the ones that...
And the primary caretakers are usually the mothers for the first stage of life,
Absolutely.
Right? Or the caretaker, whoever is in charge.
Absolutely.
So
they come to me and said, Luz, I am so overwhelmed. I'm about to burst. Please help me. I can't control my anger with my kids. I'm exhausted. I can't. I do it, but it's like I'm a zombie. I'm with my children, but at the same time, I'm not. So I'm present physically, but I am exhausted and I'm frustrated and I shout at them. So what I do in my programs, first I always tell them, so you want to become a conscious parent, fantastic. But the work is in you first, in the parent, in the mother. So we focus first on the mother, and what I do is I invite them to a session where, with many follow-ups and many sessions, we work on her first. So we have an NLP, a neuro-linguistic, reprogramming conversation where we understand the inner child wounds. So we have a deep conversation. What is it that you're feeling? When is it coming? Did you notice when you are more triggered? So lots of rapport, lots of questions. And once we understand that, on the second session, we do a hypnosis. And you know the beauty of hypnosis.
Hypnosis is such a relief, right?
It's a beautiful therapy. And it's holistic,
and it's once for all.
Exactly.
I can tell you, sorry, I'm being like trying to fit within the box,
no,
trying to understand, okay. Never mind. Still learning the process of framing and multi-skilled multitasking. Go on.
Yeah. So hypnosis is the second session where we basically want to talk to the inner child wounds. Literally, you go into the regressions. We go back to the root and the cause of these specific struggles, the challenges that that mother or father is facing, and so we talk to them, we embrace them, we accept them, and we let them go. And I do some audios that they need to listen for 21 days, and so I help them to heal their inner wounds.
The deep wounds.
Yes, of course, yes. And that will take 4 to 6 sessions. And only when that happens, when I have a genuine, I can see that that mother is a nice, calm, more optimistic, more positive. Trust me,
more peaceful.
It's right? Peaceful, yes. Trust me, that mother already is becoming a conscious mother or a conscious father without having any therapy, which is recommendable then to invite the whole family. You do it with the husband, with the wife, with the children. So we do games. We do nice games where we connect everybody, because the pillar of this philosophy of conscious parenting is based in connection. Pure, genuine connection between parents and children.
And it's mutual, like bonding that stays forever.
Oh yes, it's a mutual, respectful, reciprocal relationship. So there is no authoritarian like before. So we run out. We want to discharge this philosophy of authoritarian parent, where the parent, the father, the mother is the all omnipotent, who has all the answers, and it's only when the approval of the parent, the children are, able to be who they are. Always seeking approval from the mother, from the father.
And eventually seeking approval in general in life, right?
Yes. They grow up always seeking approval. Then you have these daughters who, when they grow, have no opinion, and they will always go back to maybe it's the husband, maybe the partner, boyfriend, whatever. So never have any decision, because she was never taught to have an opinion, to have a decision. Likewise with guys, same thing happens, by the way.
Yeah.
So it's the same. So it is, conscious parenting is such a rewarding parenting style. I can assure you that if you choose to be a conscious parent, I can guarantee you the rewards. It's not only now in the present, but that adult will become a more confident, optimistic, happy, fulfilled human being. Not to mention kind, and a person who cares about other people.
And just a kind, good, and good human being.
Yes. Right? It's the best antidote to narcissistic adult.
Absolutely. And what would be your self-help tool that has helped you as a parent that you could share with the community?
Didn't I tell you she's very smart? She's just asking me the right question. So the most important tool that has helped me was meditation. So meditation, self-awareness, because meditation is the strongest tool where you are so quiet. And obviously meditation, and please come to Just Be Well Center if you want to have these meditation courses and things. And meditation is such a powerful tool because you become the observer of your own inner thoughts. And now, what does the rule of the mind say? We have a rule of the mind. This is in my own coaching from Marisa Peer. It says that whatever you think, and you must have heard it many times. So what you think, you feel, and therefore you act. So first are thoughts, feelings, actions, physical actions with the body. So in meditation, when you meditate, and this is why it's so powerful, you understand what are you thinking. So you are an observer. When you meditate, as you know, Nabila, your thoughts will bombard you, especially if you're a beginner, yes? You still don't have that stillness for a long time. The first moment that you want to meditate, these thoughts will come, and so you can observe, and you can really understand what is it that I'm thinking. Because the way you are thinking, you will feel what you think, you feel, and then you'll take an action. So for me, if you ask me, the most powerful tool that helped me to become a better parent, a better hypnotherapist even, to have a better attunement with my clients, meditation.
Absolutely.
You know, meditation is amazing. And meditation, as you know, doesn't have to be in a specific ways. Like, you know what I mean? Yes. As I said again, please come to Just Be Well Center. They will teach you how to meditate if you're a beginner. Because, see, meditation is intimidating for some people. When you said meditation, they, oh, no way, I cannot do that. I'm not Deepak Chopra or Dalai Lama, or, you know, they got too radical. They want to become them. I'm not Deepak Chopra, neither Dalai Lama, and I don't think. I'm too distracted. But I try in the mornings, and there is now so many applications that help you to have a guided meditation, perhaps, if you are a beginner. So you learn how to quiet your mind, how to be in a still, you know, moment where you just feel, where you just allow your thoughts to come without judgment. Judgment. You know, judgment is it's a horrible condition that we learn from a very early age. So that's what you do. Meditation is the most powerful.
I've seen that you've brought some books.
Yes,
so
I want to give you some tips. Yes, there is.
And empowering books that parents can read through.
Related to the subject that we are talking about, which is conscious parenting, I fully recommend you this book. It's called The Awakened Family, and it's by my mentor and my coach. And I know she doesn't like, she's such a humble person. She doesn't like to be called mentor or coach. She said, if my words resonates with you, fantastic. And so this book is amazing. This is a guide to be a parent, and go through it. It's worth giving a reading to understand what conscious parenting is. And another one for mommies who wants to, some mommies wants to still have control and, certain discipline over the kids. Totally understandable. I have them as well. I fight with them every day. But I recommend you to have this other book called Out of Control, How to Discipline Your Kids, but not using that harsh word discipline, but more of an inspire.
And guide,
inspire. Yes, it's much better. And the last one, but not least, is the conscious part. So this as well, this combo of three.
Which authors is also
all of them, Dr. Shishmali Tanzabari. I'm not getting any commission, don't think so, but I'm just recommending genuinely because they are really good books. It helped me. My teenager, now Nabila, 15, I was telling you, I know it works because when he was a little one, he had so much rebellious behavior, and it was difficult for him to be able to listen to me. And in a survey I did personally to 60 parents, the most common challenge was the listening. My child does not listen to me. He doesn't. When I learned conscious parenting through my own testimony, and when I connect rather than control my son, the eldest, he started to listen voluntarily. Believe it or not, voluntarily. So he actually connects. We connect. We have a communication, and yes, sometimes he keeps trying his way, but now we have a communication where we connect, and he understands why I'm doing what I'm doing, or why I'm telling him, okay, you know what, Mohammed, I give you until 10 in the evening. If you go to the mall, come back. That's my boundaries. See, parents, we need to put boundaries. Nobody says that conscious parenting is, oh, but Lucy's suggesting that I let my son to be his true self and authentic and let him do whatever he wants. No, by all means, it's not that.
And boundaries is love, right? It's a shelter, no matter, it doesn't have to be physically there, but with this control of like keeping them on a leash, but more of like setting up an alliance, an agreement, like, and this, once the alliance is set, then it's respected because that makes them the man and the woman that they would be. They're becoming, right?
Absolutely. And you remind them, like what I do with my realistic example of my teenager. Of course, he wants to be until 11, 12, midnight, and I explain, look, it's 10 o'clock. That's my boundary. You respect it because I worry about you, genuinely. I want to know where you are. And if I sleep after 10, I wouldn't know how to help you. You see, you explained the genuine intention of what you know. I really worry. I explain my intention, what's really behind that boundary. And then he gets it and says, okay, mom, can you please allow me to be until 10:30? I promise I'm not doing anything wrong. And so we find, fantastic. If you are not here at 10:30, I'm afraid the next time you ask me permission, I'm not going to grant you that. So we understand your boundary. I understand that you have to fit in and you want to be with your teenager friends and they are staying until 11 or wherever, it depends on the parents. And so we come to a compromise. There is a communication, there is an intimate bonding. Yeah. So it works.
Beautiful. So tell us more about what you do at Just Be Holistic.
Oh my God, this has become my second place. I love it. I love the energy. I love it. So I come with clients here to do hypnosis treatment. I also have I don't only treat parents, I treat single people and, adults who are dealing with certain struggles in sense of emotional baggage, emotional or limiting beliefs, how we call the therapists. And I also have parents, so both. And that is now my career. It has become my profession. I'm a hypnotherapist. And I love conscious parenting because I'm a mother. And when I see these cases of certain adults, very sad cases where, I'm thinking inside myself, oh my God, we need to teach parents how to be parents, how to really connect with their kids because they can really cause extreme damage. And you don't want your child one day as an adult go to a therapist and say, my mom used to make me feel this way, and my mom used to make me so small, and my mom never told me that I was worthy, that I mattered, or I never had an opinion. And so I really love what I do, Nabila. I think it's a blessing for me. Well, you understand that because you are also a therapist, and every success story, every success case for me, it's a blessing.
Tell us more about your success stories if you have any.
Yes, I have. I have a couple of stories, but okay, it's not unethical because I'm not going to say names. So yes, I have a couple of success stories. Young guys. I had a young girl, beautiful girl. She was a model, beautiful, tall. But funny enough, the irony of this is that she didn't believe it. She didn't believe it. She was a beautiful, beautiful lady, but constantly crying. She came to me actually into a really SOS situation. She was always crying. She couldn't control her tears. And in 2 sessions that I did with her, while in the regressions of hypnosis, I realized that all this was caused because of the parents. Constant battles between parents, fighting in front of the children. And she went to scenes where she was never noticed, you see. She was a child listening to the struggle between mother and father, and she was never seen. So on these regressions that I did to her, she said, Luz, but my dad doesn't love me. He doesn't love me. It was more the dad. She was craving the dad's love, and she said, doesn't love me. And the other thing was about a discussion, one of the scenes with the mother, that she was telling him, your father doesn't love us. He's going to leave us, and he's going to go with another woman and whatever. And all this imprinting caused on her a lot of traumas, a lot of discomfort. And so she didn't feel worth it. She didn't feel seen. And even though she was a beautiful young girl of 18 years old, she didn't see us that. So hypnosis, 2 sessions, gone.
Amazing.
Gone. And she's now an amazing, confident woman. Still the struggle of the parents, because this is what I always do. I know when a young person will come to me, I must see the parents, because you can cure the young child or the young teenager. But if the problems persist there, it's more challenging for her.
It's the entire family dynamic.
Yes. And with adults, I have a beautiful story. If you still have time, Nabila, I know you have to go, with a girl that was suffocating, lots of sweating, didn't understand where it was coming from. And it was all this suffocation, sweating and blushing. in front of guys. And this was a very nice case as well, that when we regressed to the hypnosis, it was because of something that she has seen. One of the parents was having an affair, and when she saw that and she was part of that, immediately in her it triggered that need to show it with the body, that she felt the guiltiness from the parents. You understand?
Incredible.
So, yes, so when she grew up and she was triggered by specific words, can you believe it? Specific words.
Sometimes it can be words, or it can be situations like
exactly. Yes.
Smell,
yes.
sound. It's
For her
incredible.
was words, and it was immediately she will have that need, and so with the hypnosis you understand that, so you go back again, as you know. It's understanding. For me, I always use that even on the cure, on the Selfcommand technique at the end of the hypnosis. Understanding is power, and understanding is freeing yourself.
Absolutely, I was coming to say it's freedom.
It's freedom.
Once you know where the problem is and how to solve it, then you set yourself free, and then you have also, I believe, the tools that you pass on, because once you go through the experience, you'll be then able to help yourself through the meditation practice and many other practices that are available and accessible to all.
Absolutely. I have a young boy as well of 28 with addiction, and he said, "Look, I can't believe I have had psychologists, psychiatrists since I have 8 years old or 7 years old. He's 28 years old, and nobody has cured me like you do. Imagine, all his life, from 7 years old, he has been taken to psychology, psychiatric. None of them, in fact, they made it worse. They made it worse because, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to attack any psychiatric or psychologist. I do believe in psychology, but in this specific case was a case that everybody was telling this poor guy, you are not normal. You are different, and the mind believes whatever your parents and all the people around you tell you. And this is why, with conscious parents, please tell positive things to your kids, even when for you it's not true. Always say positive things to your kids. If there is anything negative that you see in them, I'm really sorry, but most probably that negative thing that you are focusing in your child, it's in you as a parent. It's your reflection, it's your own, fear and projection. And maybe it's the time that you ask yourself, is it me? So maybe this is what I'm feeling. Is it out of fear?
And it's usually subconsciously, right?
Yes.
So we're not aware, and we just project things that are within us that we're not even aware of.
Yes. Always positive things. Conditioning should be something that is always positive. We already have so many negative conditioning, right? So we can do something better. And if you're gonna say something to your child, tell him positive things, because even if it's a lie at that moment, if you repeat it and you constantly do it, it will become true.
It's embedding a positive belief in your children's minds. So you also offer workshops into parents.
Yes, that's right.
That's right.
That's what we should.
There have been, a few in the past, and some more are coming up.
Yes, we will plan another one. Hopefully, the pandemic will allow us to invite more parents. And please come and join us at Just Be Well Center to learn about conscious parenting. Learn other kind. Be welcome to new ideas. We never can know enough, right? We are always a student. So if, as a parent, if you consider I'm a good parent and I don't think I need to go, why don't you come and join us and see a little bit of this philosophy of conscious parenting and understand the core values of this idea, And so please join us.
So stay tuned with all the events that comes up, and eventually you will see also some workshops coming up in this subject to empower you as a parent. And by all means, Luz is also available for one-on-one sessions. So you can just connect with Just Be and have all the details. In the meantime, we would like to thank Luz Maria for being here today and guiding us and shed the light to all of us as parents to, maneuver and guide us through our skills and improve our skills as a parent. And thank you for your presence and for your interest. We will always be there to shed the light in whatever way possible by just spreading the light, the knowledge that we know of and is helping us to improve our own lives, and we're here also to serve others who are willing to improve.
Thank you for having such an amazing center, this holistic center where you literally, Nabila, you are changing lives. You do realize the impact of many people coming here. They come destroyed. They come with no motivation, with no light in their life. And when they leave this center, they are completely transformed. So thank you. Inshallah, you have so much dua for this lady, because the transformations that happens every day in this center must be a blessing for you. And I really hope that you are getting all this dua for you, because you deserve it. It's amazing. Thank you for having this place. My God, I love it.
So stay tuned. We love you all, and thank you again for your presence.